in order to get a film made in 4 days, day one we've got to get busy on ideas. You might say, I really want to make a sci-fi film. I'm a bit worried about how the world looks today, and I want to imagine a new reality. Maybe you want to make a horror film, a scary movie. This week we want to make magic. We want to make magic for the whole community, because this community deserves it. I think that's our challenge. We hear everyone. Try and keep thinking what resonates. And you go, yes, I want to work on that with them. You know, like, this is our opportunity to hear each other.
Is there a part of filmmaking that appeals to you that you'd be good at?
Definitely the editing or the filming.
So I want to work on movies and I want to write books and to do that kind of stuff. So always creative, not a desk job.
I'd like to be a film actor, but I don't particularly want to be famous or anything. I just want to be in Australia.
I mean, I'd like to be like an actress in maybe some time in my life, I don't know. I just sort of like the idea of it. It's like making movies, it seems like really cool.
I want to share people's stories. I think I have more of a passion of being able to represent and work with people to tell their story.
I much more prefer to focus on other people's stories and getting them out there, especially the stories of the older generation.
Do you have an idea like that you'd like to work on this week? Is there something that's sort of come to you yet?
No. I want something funny, but also something scary.
We are thinking of doing like a horror, like the funny horror. Like
the victim was like running away from like the murderer, like they were chasing, the murderer was chasing the victim, and then the victim like trips over, and then the murderer's like, oh, like, come on, like seriously.
This doesn't impress me. I want to be out there.
Yeah. Different spaces in the community we could go to.
And how do you feel like, with these situations, how do you feel like your characters would express themselves?
So we can use this and we can project it.
Overlay, and it's got a whole army of the same characters.
The same three, and build it. Every time it says it, it's like...
Yes.
We will take over your headquarters. With that? No,
Sounds like a lot of work.
Sounds like a lot of work. And you put you in here so that you're actually, it looks like you're travelling through the tunnel.
Final line of rhinoceros says, I will not capitulate.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're almost finished for the day. If we can just wrap.
And we're live. I wish I could hang out of the vehicle because that'd be a really good shot. We are with Tash Ryan of Support Avenue, showing Rabbit Film Studios, I'll say, the local sites here in Bega. We're just passing the Bega Museum on the right. We just passed the Victoria Inn. We're now passing Bega Public School on the left-hand side. Oh, there's so much we could do. Is this it?
We love cheese. What's your favourite type of cheese? Cheesecake. Cheesecake?
Yeah. I was supposed to be at home in bed.
You're just a lazy couch potato. You need to get out someday.
That is so rude. How dare you call me a couch potato?
Well, you're just lazy.
I'm hungry.
Same here, but it's just over the hill.
I want to go home.
Just 10 metres. 10 metres, that's it. We'll be straight home instantly. We'll forget about it. You coming?
Ow, my ankle.
You okay? I mean...
Ow.
Can you make it through? We only have like 1 meter. Can we make it through?
I don't know, it's really sore. Ow.
Doesn't look too bad. I think you can do it.
Try.
Can you make it down here? Come on. We only have a little bit left and enough after that will be fine. You won't be having an injured ankle. I think there might be something in the tree for us to sit down and stay for a little bit. We can't stay here forever. We have to leave soon before it turns dark. Here, you can sit right there. Is it hurting a lot right now?
Yes, I've been walking for hours.
I'm sorry. I thought this should be a 30-minute hike.
I'm starving.
Well, I don't know. We don't have to. I didn't bring anything. These ones are edible. Sweet. Found these. I said to my dad that these are very edible.
I'm not eating a leaf.
It's not going to kill you, and you're going to need something to heal up.
I cannot and I will not eat that.
It's only a leaf. You eat salad every day.
Not leaves.
Okay, so what's spinach?
A leaf.
So what's the difference? Are you gonna eat it or not?
It's not clean, so I'm not going to eat it.
There's water behind you.
That won't help.
Want me to wash it?
No.
Then what are you gonna do? Starve?
Then eat that? Yeah, probably.
Come on. A little bit. Try it.
I'm not eating it.
The smallest bit. Here. Even that. Try that.
No.
I'll leave this here and I'll try to find something else. Eat any of it. Might as well give her these leaves. See if she'll eat it. Doesn't want to eat any of it. Might as well give her these leaves. See if she'll eat it. Doesn't like my herbs. Might as well give her these. Jessie! Where did you go? Better not be playing tricks on me. Jess! Where are you? Jessie! Why are you there?
How's it all?
Jessie! I thought I lost you. Don't play these tricks. I really did.
By the way, I'm never going on a walk with you again.
Here's one for you, David Attenborough. In 1967, David Attenborough went to Vanuatu to film the documentary The Birds of Paradise. Now my father, because my father had a floating supermarket, was the conveyor of David Attenborough and his cameraman up to Pentecost to go and film The Birds of Paradise.
Wow. Do you all know David Attenborough?
Yeah, very famous man, right? Well, in the process of the filming, the cameraman and David Attenborough have come back to the boat and turned around to my father and said, we got a bit of a problem, because he's looking and said, geez, you're back. Geez, that was a quick documentary. He goes, oh, we got a problem. He goes, what's wrong? He says, well, due to the humidity, the camera won't work. We can't get any picture, there's no film. You wouldn't happen to have an 8mm camera on board. The old man pipes up and goes, yeah, matter of fact, I do. Can we borrow it to finish? Yeah, no worries. Handed it to him, go finish the doco. It was late 68, 69, my father went back to London. And bang on the show, here's David Attenborough's documentary, and he's with his mates at the front. He said, I'm going to go in here now, look at this. Before you've seen birds, before you come from up there, he said, oh no, I've got to have a look at this. At the end of the credits, a big special thank you to John Taplin for supplying his 8mm camera at Pentecost to finish the making of this documentary.
How's that?
Hey?
It's 1960s versus 2023. It's different with all the film stuff.
This is going to really shock you. I'm 5th generation Gowing, so my 5th generation grandfather opened up the Bega Valley to dairy farming. Wow, that's that. Hey? Not many people go around and say that. No, I can.
Sounds like you are one of the local heroes that we're celebrating.
Oh, no, my mother would have to be one of the local heroes. She should be celebrated. Yeah. Her name was Ruth Gowing.
Ruth Gowing.
Yeah. My mother was an RN for 50 years, and she did things behind the scenes for people that she did. She did it behind the scenes. So in reality, I don't know what she did behind the scenes, but she was best friends and good friends with the wives of the head of New South Wales Education. In the end of her nursing days, she became a foot doctor. And so everybody loved her, and they went to her. And then after hours, at home, she'd see 5 clients every day after hours. And those 5 clients, their money, would pay her for her trip to Europe once a year. And she would go for 6 weeks to Europe on the money she made after work from doing people's feet. Hey?
What do you need for the actors to do in the computer lab?
Like, they're just going to be running around crazy, like, trying to get their computers back online.
Yeah.
And then this guy runs a diagnostic, finds out that they've been hijacked.
Yeah.
And that's when they put the antivirus up, deletes all the files.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we want to make this look sci-fi?
Definitely.
So
yes.
what do we need?
Maybe a flowing river of data, like zeros and ones, almost. Yeah.
Thing in post?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Ben? Hearing all of that.
I'm hearing this and I'm mainly thinking about it. I'm just thinking what's easiest for the outcome we're trying to go for here.
Well, I always think dream big.
Yes.
Have the vision, then we can work out how to do it. I think we could...
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
I can wing it.
I reckon you can wing it.
Well, we'll wing it, basically.
Would you like to be an actor in this?
Ooh, I was thinking about this and probably not, no.
You're going to direct this one?
Definitely.
Maybe you want to have a voiceover that can help tell some of the complicated story. What if the computer's a voice? What if the computer's talking back? What if the virus talked?
Oh, yeah. I like that.
My instant thought is to make the virus kind of like slightly robotic. It's your show, boss. You're the one here. We're just technical support staff, me and Blake here.
You're part of it, Benny.
I like the talking virus idea, though.
The talking virus, because you know what that could mean is that the talking virus will then tell everything you don't know.
I'm gonna take over your headquarters.
I'm coming. The virus is coming.
Yeah.
We will sell all your files. You are doomed.
Precisely.
All right. Love it. And now, do you want to brainstorm with us, Benny? Give us a quick update on your doco.
I'm gonna have to contact Sharon Cornthwaite.
Yeah.
Right now it's just a matter of getting people to act as my gophers, to find these people and just say, hey, do you want to do an interview? That's all I need. I suggest we, as like any investigator or private investigator would do, hit up all those leads simultaneously, and eventually one of them will get back to us with a positive and say, yes, I'm willing to be filmed. But there's definitely ideas here. We're just going to need what we call operational logistics. We're just going to need a car, a driver for the vehicle, and a willing film person who can listen, because some of these old people, frankly, they can talk for a long time.
Yeah. What do we want to ask them? What are the stories of Bega that we want to hear?
Okay, I'll go talk to Sharon privately without the camera there, and then we'll move from, and I'll come back and tell you if she's ready. If she's not, we can find someone else.
Perfect.
This is going to be a lot of organisation on my end. Don't worry, I've led teams, I know what I'm doing.
Brilliant.
I'll just talk to Sharon.
On you, Benny.
Yep, take one. This is an interview with Sharon Cornthwaite. Okay. First of all, who are you?
Who am I?
Yes.
I'm Sharon Cornthwaite.
And what do you do?
I've been a resident of Bega for about 20 years. I quite enjoy it down here. It's lovely. It's better than living in the city. I have been a chef for about 45 years, and I'm also a jeweller and a textile artist.
Oh. Can you please tell us what Ricky's Place is for people who don't know?
Okay, so Ricky's Place is a community cafe. We welcome anybody from any walk of life, from people who have nothing to people who have everything. We intend to make it a social group that can intermingle. Those who've got money can donate, and those who don't have money can eat for free.
Perfect. Sharon, what is your driving passion for joining Ricky's Place and becoming the cook? Why you specifically? Why not anyone else?
Okay, well, I have talents in the area. I mean, I know I have talents for 45 years of cooking. I'm very good at organising and working out procedure and process, and so a new venture is always good for me. I like the challenge of relocating food, of using food that would have originally gone to landfill, and also other donations from the local community. And I enjoy working with the volunteers.
Perfect. Do you, as the chef here, do you believe that Ricky's Place is making a difference, no matter how big or small, to the Bega community?
Oh yeah, I think that Ricky's is making a huge difference to the community, and the fact that there's now a place people can sit over a cup of tea or coffee, talk to various people. Besides the meals that we make on the day, on the Monday, we also today are taking the excess meals up to the pantry, and then in other weeks when we're running out of meals at the pantry, which we give away for free, I come in usually on an extra day and make another set of meals.
And you mentioned this pantry. Where is the pantry?
The pantry's on Pevin Street, just behind Mitre 10. And it's open on Mondays, from Tuesday to Friday from 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. It's run by volunteers. We have to buy some of our food from the food bank, but we also get donations from the big supermarkets.
Right.
And it's open to the whole public. The more people that shop there, the more we can buy. So the more it can help those people. We give away free food to people in need, and you don't need to show any kind of ID or healthcare cards or anything, because it's open to all.
Perfect. Do you believe that you're making a difference to people with mental health issues just by having a place where they can congregate?
So we're all inclusive, and we actually encourage those people that have social issues, with mental health issues, social issues, to come. We are prepared. We make quiet tables for them, try to reduce the stimulus. The hall can be really noisy, so we put the quiet tables out in the what's that called? That
corridor.
That corridor, yeah. And hopefully next summer we'll have some tables set up outside under a marquee.
Ooh.
So that'll be another way to open up the spaces for people.
Yep. Right, I think that concludes preliminary filming. I think we're good.
Thank you.
There's a saying from the British SAS, only a little further. And what that means is, it doesn't matter how hard it is, how grueling it is, keep going. Because the second that you stop is the second that everything just falls apart. In our various forms, we've been improvising and overcoming obstacles for literally thousands of years.
Yeah.
You know, this is no different. You know, there might be things like climate change and nuclear war, but I believe that we're going to, there's so many of us, and as a species we're very adaptable. I reckon we're going to be able to make a difference.
I think so too.
Yeah, I reckon we're going to, like any other disaster, we'll come across the other end of it and go, you know, that's over, that's done. You know, we can pick up the pieces now.
That's right. You just got to keep positive attitude, don't you?
Yeah, that especially when you've got a disability, that, my God, being positive helps more than you realise. And I'm one of the lucky ones. I've seen disabled people of all kinds, and it just, if you can't walk into some of those care homes and look at those people and you have some form of sympathy for them, or if you don't feel any kind of emotion or sympathy, then there's something wrong with you as a person.
Yeah, definitely.
There you go, Ben's thoughts on just disability care and mental health. And
I've distracted you enough.
No, I know, as an editor, I need the distraction occasionally because you take so long editing, you start losing the plot. So distractions like this are more than welcome. And it gets my story told, and I get to hear some of your story as well. Yeah. So it's a win-win for all of us.
I appreciate it. You're a good listener.
Thank you. Yeah. So how are you finding today, just in general?
Oh, I'm loving it. I feel so creatively inspired, and as artists, we get a lot of energy from the people around us. And I guess when you're in a fast situation and you get to help other people craft their ideas, it's really creatively inspiring.
I bet it is. Would you normally do something like this in your normal day-to-day life?
No. I sort of focus on just doing my acting a lot of the time, and it's great to it's great to craft whole pieces.
Right.
It's pretty cool. I'm learning a lot from you.
Okay. Well, I'm here to offer my assistance to you guys as well and teach. I've been teaching Ollie how to use iMovie.
Oh yeah.
As well, and because there's
I love projects like this because they force you to think quick and work fast. A lot of the time in life we can sit and stew over ideas for weeks or months at a time, but this really forces you to drill down and get to the essence of a story and craft it quickly. I am Stephen Geronimos, and I am acting facilitator for the week. Acting, while it feels like lies, is really truth-telling, and it's bringing out parts of yourself that maybe are uncomfortable or you wouldn't usually be able to express in public. It allows an escapism. It allows you to use all the things you've observed in your life, all the people, everything that's affected you is allowed to come out. And I think in life we walk around with a social mask on. We try and keep ourselves under wraps to stay sane. And acting allows you to go a little bit insane in a safe space. And that excites me. I like that you can use that to make creative work that can share with other people, and if other people can identify with it, then it's the biggest buzz in the world.
Well, I'm Harry Peterson. I'm 19 years old. I've lived in Bega most of my life. I did live in Sydney at the start, but I'm a Bega bred through and through. I am an aspiring professional golfer, I guess. I'll be turning pro probably near the end of the year, and I've travelled most of the world playing, been to Vietnam. I lived for America for 6 months going to college. And that just in itself, travelling, going, seeing different things, putting yourself out there, doing thriving at your strengths, going for knowing what you're good at is the main thing. And I think living in a rural area, you might not always get to do exactly what you want, but once you find, you know, what your strengths are, even if it's a bit different, like down here, it's big footy culture, you know, NRL, AFL, whatever. And I was always into that when I was young, played soccer, footy, all different kinds, but found out I liked golf, so I stuck to golf. Even though it didn't have all the opportunities that people do in city areas, I still worked as hard as everyone else. And I think talent only gets you so far, hard work gets you further. So, you know, people who might have better opportunities in different places, you know, they get that, but hard work will beat it. And yeah, you just got to do what you're good at, pretty much. And even if it's a bit strange, a bit different to the norm, whatever it is, just keep at it. If you like doing it, you do it. And people think of it as a challenge, living in, like, you know, Bega, population of 5,000 people, not much really to do or whatever, but it's a strength because we all work harder. We have it a little bit tougher, and that's one of the things what I like about Bega and the people of Bega. We're all really nice. They're hardworking, you know, dairy community, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, take it in your stride. Where you're from is where you're from, and you gotta represent it. When I go away, when I was in America, actually in college, I was known as the Bega Bomber because I was from Bega. So I'm like, yeah, sure. When I go to Sydney, they call me Bega, and do you know what? I'm happy about it. I don't care. It's where I'm from. I love being a Began. So yeah, it's great. And all I'd have to say for people that, like young people coming through, that are from Bega or any rural area, just work hard. Talent only gets you so far, but working hard gets you further. And you know, I've witnessed it firsthand, doing what I'm doing and everything. In myself, I used to have to drive to Sydney after school on a Friday every weekend, and I'd drive back Sunday night. And that was just what I had to do for most weekends of the year. Like last year, living down here, I had to do 32 flights. I think most of them went to Sydney and back. So just putting in that little bit of extra effort hardens you up. So just don't stop trying. Always try what you want to do.
Exciting, big day ahead. We're going to have a beautiful day. We've got a couple of new people, which is so nice to have them. So maybe if we can just do a little, say our names, just so everyone knows our names again. Wake up, exercise.
We'll probably end up on camera.
How's that done?
That's it, you're an expert. What's you? Kate.
Yeah.
Alright, I know your name.
My favourite food is burritos.
My favourite food is, I don't know, Weet Bix.
My favourite food is pasta.
Nice.
Thank you, Greg. I think that Glenn, go.
I don't have an iPad, so I'll answer to anything.
Okay.
I don't care. I'll just go for it.
And then I'm like me, you should try therapy.
We won't do this very much.
Yeah, I mean, we're writing it.
Both writing.
Storyboarding it. We're directing it, I guess. And, you know, we both have different ideas, or we both have, you know what we want for each shot.
It's been great. It's great to work with an actor, like an actual actor.
And it's been amazing, yeah. And really, you know, getting us to think about the like movement and just how much you can express, you know, just through body and movement and the stillness.
I'll probably do the editing. I have a basic knowledge of Premiere Pro, but there's a lot of tutorials that I can just go through as I'm editing, and it's, you know, first film, so it's fine if it's a bit amateurish.
So you guys are going to ideally be walking across there. And we're going to be filming. All good?
Say cut.
Cut.
Gorgeous.
Scene 2 down. What's scene 3?
Pipe.
Pipe.
Yep, the pipe.
What's happening in the pipe? Okay, in the pipe. Let's go in the pipe. Stand here, be huddled down, pretend you're in the pipe so we can practice this.
Just got to respond to that within the scene.
Yeah.
So take it on board, listen, and then respond.
Yeah. Okay.
So that way you can improvise, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who's put time and effort into this project. You're making a hell of a difference to people.
I am Nita Quinn. I have lived in Bega, in this house, for 60 plus years. I had a little horse about, it'd only be about that big, a little foal. The mother wouldn't feed it, and I thought, well, it's going to die because it'll keep kicking it. It won't drink.
Oh.
So I'll bring it home and I'll feed it. Now I made a bed there on the front veranda. I had a little gauze thing around it for it and had its bed there, and I'd feed it on a bottle. And I come out this morning, my gate was propped open, there was an empty beer bottle there, and the gate was propped open and the horse was gone. Well, I was in tears, as you can imagine, and so I rang the police and I rang the radio station to say that I'd lost it, and, you know, somebody might find it. Anyway, it was okay. I got a phone call. Oh, Nita, I think I know where your horse is, but don't tell anybody I told you, but it was over at the glebe. They must
That's
have carried
a housing estate now.
They must have carried it up through the park over to the glebe. So I rang the police, and a police lady and a man got in the ute, and they went over and got it. Brought it back, and they said, I don't think that lady knew that it was in her yard. I think somebody must have picked it up after a night drinking, picked it up and took it over, and they thought, well, we'd better get rid of this and put it in this lady's yard. Anyway, the priest lady thought it was such a gorgeous little thing, and she said, what's its name? And I said, it hasn't got a name. She said, well, Lucky, and that stuck. It really stuck. That was its name. Anyway, I used to take that over to the nursing home. I'd put it on the seat of the car and put the belt around it, and I'd take it over. And I've got photos. A lady that was 100th birthday, but I'd known her all my life, and she didn't have any family, only nieces and nephews from Canberra. They brought her flowers and goodness knows what all. But I took that horse over. I've got the best picture of her talking to this horse.
Oh, wow.
Because she thought that was the greatest thing, this little. And I used to take it with me, you know, visiting, and just sit on the seat of the car. But I had to end up getting rid of it because it got a bit bigger, and it was like a dog. It'd want to jump up on you.
Oh, okay,
and I was getting a bit old for that. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Can we see a photo? Could you have the photo?
Yeah, do you
Can
have
we see
any
a
photo?
Have the photo?
I've never seen someone so invested in
this
this
is
story
amazing
before.
story.
Wow.
This is an amazing story.
That is a footage of Nita Quinn and her husband Bill, who, by the look of the footage, served in the army. That's a slash hat. That's definitely army. Police don't wear that. That's for sure. I'd know. Father was in the army. Engineers. Yeah, this is Nita Quinn's kitchen. I'll try and avoid the lights. I'll do the best with what I've got.
What else was she talking about? She was talking about...
So that's the thing, is you kind of, I think, oh, there's a horse there.
Yeah. Get a still or video of that.
Because I feel like we want it to match the aesthetic of this one as well.
Yeah.
Like,
is there a difference in like the cameras?
maybe a slight difference, yeah.
Okay.
How's that looking?
Good. And I'll get a slow zoom. Ah, so this is how you guys do the slow. Oh, I'm shaking. Do that slow zoom that I occasionally see you fancy schmancy people like pulling off. That's how you do it. They're neat as marbles.
Oh, hey, look at this.
Oh,
yeah.
I wonder if it is. I'm curious now. Oh my god, I didn't notice there was things up there. Oh my head, there's so much stuff. If you can get
grab the shot of that one if you want.
Perfect. But Nita Quinn knows everything about everybody in Bega, and she's the one person that you go to if you want. If you want to know someone.
She's with the dog.
Well, I'm Melanie, manager of the Bega Downs. I've actually only just been here about just over a month now, so still getting to know the place, working out what things we need to do to fix it, so fixing up the landscaping and a couple of the rooms. So shortly, hopefully, it'll be a very nice motel inside and out.
What's the community of this valley like?
It's actually very close-knit, really. You've got some new incomers now, but yeah, it's always been, you know, the faces when you go down the street. Everyone's willing to give you a hand. My idea of I'm all about the sport in the Bega Valley. So I play a lot of sport, a lot of old people that play sport, volunteer, do all that. So I know a lot of people that give up their time for kids, things like that, for the local valley.
It feels like what you've done for us in just being able to support us has, you know, been a little bit of a gift back to the valley as well. What's important to you about that idea of community support?
I think these days, having a young daughter myself, being there for the young kids, they don't have a lot of things to do down here. I mean, they have got the beach, but other than that, there's not a lot of anywhere they can go do stuff during the day. It needs more programs for them, so I like the fact people are actually coming and introducing the youth to all this cinema, music, everything. It's great.
Yeah. This is probably a most traditional sort of cigar box, and the ethos of these instruments is they were made out of just what you had to hand. Women often hang back. I was the same. I actually took up guitar when I was in my late 20s for that same reason, that there was a time where it just was, I don't know, just kind of followed boys right around watching them play. And then one day I went, no, enough of this. It's time to have a go myself. So I picked up guitar. So don't be afraid to say, yes, I play guitar.
No, I mean, I'm a music student, but...
Yeah. Embrace it. We need more women. Yeah, come and have a go. Actually, I'm going to give you the guitar playing seat because it's hard with arms. So if you can't, just kind of prop it there, lock it, and then just try and run.
Never held a guitar like this. It's pain.
It is. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
And so you say like that?
Yeah. That's it.
Sure it is.
I need it. The bus could come at any moment now. Now?
Now.
Wait. Yeah, because I actually said one.
So my name's Richie. Everyone thinks it's Richard, but it's not. So my role now is Senior Sports Coordinator with Reclink Australia. It was founded 32 years ago by a really lovely man named Peter Cullen. So basically we find a need in the community. Our goal is to get people out of the house and do sport and recreation activities, helping physical health, mental well-being and social connectedness. So we find the need, and then I find the resource, and we put it all together. And it's awesome. It's a lot of, not only is it a lot of fun, it's a brilliant plan, and I love it. I don't even consider it work. It's really cool.
Yeah. How would you talk about the youth of the Bega Valley?
I won't speak for all of them because they're all individuals, right? But young people in general, and particularly the youth in Bega Valley, honestly, are really nice, lovely people. I'm a big believer in, like, it takes a village to raise a child. A lot of youth in the Bega Valley in particular are at a stage where they do need a bit more support. Like it's a turning point almost. It's not even an age. You don't say at 14 this kid needs help. I think it's sort of now, like after, not being silly, after fire and COVID and all that, I think things are changing. The word resilience has been thrown around heaps, and I don't want to oversell it, but they've sort of fended for themselves a little bit in the last 2 years, 3 years. And I speak to them as mini people, mini adults. Why not?
Absolutely.
And sometimes they're surprised with that, but I like them. They're cool.
What are you waiting for?
The bus, of course.
You know the bus is never coming.
Well, it's a bus stop, so a bus must come.
You can't just keep sitting here waiting for a bus that's not going to come.
Al's going to be a big shot.
Well, you're not doing anything by just sitting here. You can't just wait, you have to get up.
Give me the bag, it's important.
Sure it is.
I need it. The bus could come at any moment now.
Well, why didn't you work here? This could be the perfect place for you.
Look at me. I can't. Why are you doing this?
I can't let you throw away your life. It mustn't have been for nothing.
It wasn't for nothing.
Well, you're not trying.
I've accepted it. You've got to as well.
I haven't. Have you ever considered me? Look, we just need to go somewhere quiet and peaceful. You'll know the place.
Isaac, you're my brother.
You have to let me go.
It is nice to meet you.
Pleasure, Ben, and thank you very much for the invitation to be here today.
No worries, it's a pleasure to meet you. What is Are You OK? First, I just really don't know.
Okay, Are You OK is a community organisation that was founded in 2011 by our founder, Gavin Larkin, who lost his father to suicide back at that point in time and needed to sit and try and understand what as a family they had missed. So the idea came about to actually sit look at how we could reconnect with people and how we could understand how we can ask a question and check in on friends. And from that, the idea of the AYK message came about, and it's just a simple message.
Yeah. Would you suggest that we check in with our friends on days that are not Are You OK Day? Should it be any time, any place?
Absolutely, and that's something that we talk about a lot, is that, you know, Are You OK Day is not just one day a year.
Yeah.
Every day is Are You OK Day, and there's always an opportunity to check in, and we understand it can be really intimidating to ask somebody, are you okay? Because if you're a friend, you may be concerned that if they say, no, I'm not okay, what do you do?
Yeah, exactly.
And how do you respond to that? So we encourage people to have the strength to ask, are you okay? And then give them the basic tools of where to go from there.
Yeah. Would you say that what you do here is making an impact on the Bega community especially? Are people coming back to you and saying, you know, I was in a dark place, but you helped save my life just by reaching out, just by being there?
I have seen it, and I can honestly speak for myself that I was in a fairly, low point. 2018, I was at a really dangerous point in my own life, and it was only through one friend who kept contacting me and asking me, are you okay? Quite ironically, and he would ask me that question, and I would always say yes. Yet then on that one particular day, I realised I really wasn't. And I had to put my hand up and say, no, mate, I'm not.
Yeah.
But his persistence in asking me that question,
it was enough.
It was enough to give me the strength to say, no, I'm not. And that's incredibly hard. But I'll say here today that realistically, for me, if he had not been persistent in that question, I very much doubt that I'd be sitting here with you today. It was that impactful on me.
From my own personal experiences, I believe it. Yeah. It's so easy for me to type a message on Messenger or Discord saying, are you okay, and get a I'm fine response. But the true question should be is, are you really okay? Are you actually? And this is why I change the question. I don't say, are you okay? I say, are you okay?
Really? And that's why we like to look every year at changing our message. And we've done that recently over previous years. The message becomes, are you really okay?
Yes.
Or, there's more to say after, are you okay? And that's that real, trying to help people understand that it's right to ask the question.
It is.
But, there's 4 simple measures you ask the question. And we like to use a fairly simple analogy of what we use as ALEC, which is ask, listen, encourage and check in. And they're really simple ask. And then listen to what they're going to say to you. And the hardest thing we do as human beings is listen. Because you want to jump in and fix things.
Exactly.
And we want to do that. We have to sit and listen. And listen light, you're prepared to be amazed about what you're going to hear.
Yeah.
You know, you're about to hear an amazing story. So let the person talk, and then when they're finished talking, even that act of talking is something that's really powerful.
Yeah. And what I'm learning recently when it comes to mental health in general, it's something is better than nothing. The programs you have in place, they might not be the best they can be, but frankly, it's a bloody sight better than having nothing.
Absolutely. And look, everything I do with AUAK, and I was lucky enough to be accepted into the Ambassadors Program in 2008. So this is only 5 years for me. But everything we do with AUAK is totally voluntary. It's all comes from our heart and our passion. The organisation has, a few full-time employees or part-time employees, but everything we do is voluntary. The appearances that I go and speak at events or run events, they're all voluntary. During the week, I'm actually employed through Bega Civic Centre 2 days a week as a mental health peer worker. Working with people who have just come out of suicidal crisis. In a perfect world, I wouldn't have that job.
Yeah.
Because we'd be doing the other stuff better. Yeah. And that's a really hard job. And people say to me, how can I come and sit and talk to you? And I say, realistically, I don't want to see you in that role. Because that means we haven't done this properly to start with. So we need to do the prevention and the support stuff. And these opportunities to talk with you and share this, I think, is how we keep doing it better.
It's how we can get the message out. It's how we can help people. Look, someone might see this who's at the lowest point of their life and they might be considering ending it all. This simple interview might be enough to save someone's life. We might not know where they are, who they are, or what country they're in, but just by doing this, we are making a difference.
Absolutely.
I sincerely believe that.
So this is the big movement now, is to get people in the door that are lived experience and can sit and talk about what's actually happening. Yeah. And we're excited with that change.
Well, after what I've experienced, especially recently, I genuinely believe that people like you and me can change how the system does things, how we regard mental health, how we treat it. And we can push things forward to try and save people's lives, the maximum number possible. Anything short of that, we shouldn't be in this job.
As I said, if we can save one person, every single life we save is gold.
That's close. That's perfect. Done. And it fits as well.
I think we need to work on that one better, but we'll just put it right before the door or after.
So what are you creating here, Jasper?
I'm trying to create the scene before the virus comes. Like, the idea is the virus is going to pop out of here, like a toast popping out of the toaster, sort of.
words.
It's only around just over there.
Yeah.
Question is, who's going to be the director? Dan, ready?
I'm rolling. Thanks, Jasper.
Action.
You can just bounce back and forth at each other, and if you ask each other questions, that makes it even better.
You can check the cameras. I'll set them up in a spot there.
Yeah. What questions do you want me to ask, or are you?
Mate, fire away. I don't mind. Yeah.
Open book. That's how.
Yeah. Yeah. I can turn your questions into my answers there.
Yeah, that works. Okay. Right. What's your last name?
Clark.
Stephen Clark.
With an E.
With an E. Okay.
Stephen, but only my mother calls me Stephen. Everybody else calls me Steve, and you're not my mother.
Yes. Okay. Steve Clark. Okay. This is take one. Interview with Father Steve Clark of Bega Anglican Church. Actually,
Yeah.
there's too many churches in this town.
Yeah, you're not wrong actually.
Okay, Bega Anglican Church. Interview one. Take one. Take one with Father Steve Clark. Hello, Father. How are you?
I'm good, mate. And you?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be here today in such beautiful surroundings as this church.
It's gorgeous.
As your church.
Yeah, well, no, it's not mine. I look after it, but it ain't mine. Yeah.
Can you just explain who you are, just for people who don't know?
How long you got? Where do you want me to start? The beginning, the middle, or where we are now? And I can go in any direction.
Let's start at the beginning. Keep it simple.
Oh, look, I grew up in Sydney. I was born in 1957 in Manly Hospital, when it still existed. And so I grew up on Sydney's North Shore. Had quite a pedestrian, normal kind of childhood. Started playing the clarinet when I was 6 years old. Ended up at the conservatorium in Sydney.
Wow.
Just is what it is, you know.
Yeah, you've had one hell of a life.
Yeah, it's been interesting.
Do you believe that the work you're doing here is making an impact on residents in Bega Valley? Either, I'll keep it physically, matters spiritual probably end up going for too long.
Yeah, look, I hope so. I mean, it's really for other people to make that call, you know. But we're intent on engaging the community, not in some kind of mercenary sense of we'll do this for you if you come to us.
Yeah.
But rather, I see the church's role, particularly a parish church, a local church, and this parish has got such a long and rich history in this community for generations. You know. So a lot of life transitions and rites of passage for generations of Bega Valley people have taken place in here. You know, so I think that's a really important part of my job, to both be welcoming in what is very much a post-church, post-Christian world. I think we're here to serve the community in ways that the community needs.
Yeah.
And, you know, so we've got Ricky's Place, you know, providing regular food and feeding, and not just that, but dignity.
Exactly.
And consistency and the opportunity for building community.
Exactly.
And also, you know, that's connected with other agencies like the Food Pantry and the social justice networks and Indigenous networks and so forth. So, yeah, but like all mainstream churches, you know, you've got an ageing population, declining membership, therefore declining finances and stuff. So, you know, I've only been here since August, but like this will be my last gig before I retire. So I'm looking at, you know, this parish, because it's been here since 1864, is rich in resources, particularly in terms of land and buildings and so forth. But the demographics have completely changed over 175 years.
Oh, of course.
You know. So I'm trying to get the parish to look at how we might rechannel the resources we have to serve the needs of the community better. So one of the projects I've got in mind is to develop affordable social housing, particularly for women 50 plus. They're the kind of hidden demographic of homelessness. And there's always need for emergency shelter of kind of homeless, for, you know, people that are sleeping rough, but that's it's not well enough resourced, but it's resourced better than that kind of endemic homelessness that's emerging now, particularly for women 50 plus. And that's not a strict number. There's also women who are escaping from domestic violence with children, and it's not like, even though there's shelters and refuges, they're not places of long-term stability where you can raise your children.
Exactly.
And you know, a lot of the women in this space are well skilled, but if you're living in your car on $47 a day in a rural area, you know, the challenges of looking for work, the affront and the assault on your dignity and sense of purpose, you know, so they're the things that need to be remediated in my mind. We need to provide not just housing in terms of a roof over the head. Obviously, that's, you know, first thing, but how do we build micro communities where there's mutuality and support?
Get these people back on their feet. And being able to be in the
and let them create their space. So that's a major development that I'll be working on for the next year or so, to get that sort of from an idea to something concrete built.
Thank you, Father.
Good, mate. No worries.
It's been a pleasure to finally meet you.
You too, mate. I'll see you around, mate. I'm trying to figure out where I've seen you.
Bega Museum.
Behold the upstairs of the Bega Cheese Factory.
I'll show you around my northeast.
Did you say my garden there?
Yes,
Yeah,
our garden.
Is this your garden?
Our garden. Where is this? Oh, there's tomato.
Can you hold it in front of the lens for me? So tell us about the tomato process. We start with, we get a tomato,
there's a
don't
tomato, and there's water.
we? Cut the tomato, the
There's-
quarters,
There's
seeds out.
yeah, and quarters.
We wash them in
Yeah,
the water.
first, more water
Yeah.
out.
And then what do we do with the seeds at the end?
In
Put them on the paper,
and there's the water with dry
dry them for a few days,
and
Yes.
out.
and then we can take the seeds and we
But
can put them
this-
in what? A little
A little
pot, a
bag.
little tray.
Tray.
And then what happens a few days later when the seeds
the water.
Sure, I'm Rick Valentine, and we're speaking from Riverside Nursery in Bega. I guess it's a partnership with Tulgeen, but provides work for people with various challenges. The nursery is a special place. It is a retail nursery, but it supports people with disabilities to give them a purpose, and they're very happy here with the company that they work with, and it gets them to be a little bit creative and feel valued.
Yeah, I'll show you how to do it.
Yeah.
So this is about right now with paper. We're going to push the ends out, and there's two. So I'll show you how to do it. So push the in, hold the leaves.
Leaves so they don't get broken.
Burning, and
Okay. And the little plant goes right in the middle of the pot.
Yes, and feeling.
And give it a 50-50.
Yes.
You've done a beautiful job there, Kate. And
Yeah.
what about the level of the soil? So the level is
no.
just under the top of the pot,
Yeah, no more.
and you don't cover the leaves up, do you? And then you'll end up with lots of these ones, won't you?
Yes.
Well, Caitlin's just a lovely girl, and just brings a lot of fun to life. And she's a genuinely happy and positive person who spreads the love, and that's fantastic.
Bega Tulgeen Nursery, I'm David Ainsley. I'm pretty happy here at the moment, working with all types of plants. I like surfing and running the beach, cooking, but mainly surfing. It's a good feeling. It's like being free.
I think Dave's keen to show you what we've set up down there to do the potting.
Just down to a table where the plants are.
Yep.
Yeah. Where the lavender and rosemary is. Rosemary here. It's used on Anzac Day for remembrance, and remembering the fallen soldiers and stuff from the war. For the fallen soldiers, my pa went to war before I was born. When I met my pa after the war, he is my hero. That's what I wrote. So.
What do you love about acting? What do you think you would enjoy about acting?
Just being able to have roles and things like that, and express my feelings, and yeah, just being able to fit in to like something that's me and act as that. Yeah.
David, this film is going to be shown to a lot of people throughout the Bega Valley.
Yeah.
What message would you like to say to the people watching? What do you think the world needs to hear right now?
There's a saying by Charles Bukowski, go all the way, be who you want to be, and keep on trying, don't give up.
My name is Bill. I work here, the nursery. Very nice, and I really do like it here. Paper, and I work in the shop, serve the customers, help them, and do the prices, serve them, put it in the car. I make them smile.
How do you do that?
I said, good day, how are you, how's your day? And he asked me how I'm going. Good. I feel really amazing. Oh yeah, funny. Dance.
Does he? I didn't know you dance, Rick.
We do a bit of dancing.
Oh, right. Well, thank you so much for inviting us back here.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for visiting me at the nursery.
My name is Catherine. Thank you for telling me my work today.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Bye.
So what are you creating here, Jasper?
I'm trying to create the scene before the virus comes. Like, the idea is the virus is going to pop out of here like a toast popping out of a toaster, sort of.
You can put it in.
No idea how I'm going to pull that off.
Perfect.
Is there anyone that's not judgmental like us? Okay, that's not too bad.
That one's not bad. That's because he's not talking.
Anytime someone talks, it's so cringy. But when real actors talk, it's like, oh, that's so cool. That's good, but I don't like it. I don't like it either. Okay.
We will take over your headquarters. We will sell all your files. We will take over your headquarters. We will sell all your files. You are doomed.
What are we doing again?
We're doing... Yeah, what are we doing? Oh, look, ask this lady. Excuse me, would you like to come? We've got a film festival happening next week. Next Friday night, free event over at the Civic Centre. All the films that we've just made in a big workshop.
Sounds good.
Yeah, come along. Thank you. Hi there. Can I invite you to a free film screening that we've done next week? We've got all the local filmmakers.
Okay.
And next week at the Civic Centre, Friday night.
Would you like to come along to a free film festival next Friday for Civic Centre.
Thank you very much. That might be very, very nice. That'd be on Friday.
One of those, mate. It's a free event that we're doing, a film screening just here up at the Civic Centre next Friday night. All local stories, celebrating local heroes.
Voices of the Valley.
Voices of the Valley.
And you're one of the local heroes?
No, I'm just running around helping.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Amazing. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jess. Alright. We've got a little event happening next week. Oh, right. An invitation for you. Oh, cool. We've just been making films. This is Ben.
Hey, hi, Ben. Good, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I'm one of the filmmakers here.
Oh, cool.
Local. Be polite, be happy. You want them to come, you want them to have a good experience, don't be demure, don't be upset or angry. It's their choice if they say yes or no. So all we can do is just cast our nets as wide as possible and hope people attend, but it's up to them.
Just being very polite. That works the best.
I think so.
Yeah.
How'd you go?
She said she'll try and come, maybe. Hopefully she comes. Makes my day feel better. I've never talked to this many people in my life.
Well, there were a lot of things to clean up. I forget how many bridges that got washed away, but they would be only probably the little wooden bridges.
And you were at your house that you were in now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Candelo, do you know Candelo? There's two parts of it. Across the bridge. Well, that bridge got washed away, so that was a bit of a very awkward situation.
Yeah. So 1952 fires.
Yeah.
1971 floods. 1851 floods.
Yes, they were bad.
There's so many.
Bega was more or less over North Bega. It started over there.
The whole town was built on the other side of the Bega River, that's what was built. And that got completely annihilated in a flood, so they just packed everything up and went up and moved, and right, screw it, we're moving to the other side of the river, where it didn't get inundated with water.
We went around in the 80s. 1800s.
Exactly.
But I did go through the 52 fires.
Yeah.
And we were on a farm at the other side of town when that came. But we didn't lose the dairy, we didn't lose the house, but we lost the fencing, the paddocks. One cow died from the heat, but we didn't lose our cattle.
Yep.
And it was just a case of battle on, and the Monero sent down. At night they sent down some choice green hay. Oh, they just cut them, were so beautiful for our cows.
Like, when you say battle on, do you think...
Yeah, well, what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
What else can you do? Do you walk off? Or what do you do?
Yeah, it sounds like, you know, the town of Bega and the wider valley has had to rebuild lots of times.
Oh, yes, yeah. Yeah, lots, yeah.
How would you describe what that means for the whole valley and people here?
Well, in those days, people were fantastic. They were all country people. They didn't come from the city like they do now.
Yeah.
And country people always helped each other. If anything happened, well, even when you were dairying and you had to make hay for your cattle, that was a big job. So, okay, they'd all go to that place that was making the hay.
Needing to do it together. Relying on it together.
You have to, because there's often no support from the outside. It's, okay, Blake's lost his house. I'd get together with my workers. What can we do to help him and his family? Okay, we'll build him a brand new house, totally from scratch. It's just what you do.
You know, there's the experiences that yourself and Bega have gone through we now see in the world today a lot of different natural disasters coming up, and more and more fires and floods and things. And I feel like you're someone who also has still a lot of positivity in the smile, the magic of life. That it's, what would be, if you had a message that you could give to people about the secret of a happy life, or the secret of your life, what would you?
Do you know what? If you've never been a volunteer to do anything, you haven't lived. Because volunteering, you get so much back. You give, but you get double back. You know, instead of just putting work, learn to volunteer in something. And that's how you survive, to me, because that's what I've done all my life.
Beautiful.
Oh.
I think it's safe here. What if he followed us?
Let me in! I know you're in there somewhere.
Right there.
Are you okay? You guys are so dumb. It should have been like the ultimate horror movie cliche. Sorry? I've just been having such a hard time. I thought you guys would be the key to happiness.
That's a bit weird.
You should try therapy.
So, everyone, what a gorgeous week. What a gorgeous experience to have been able to get to know each of you and get to know each other and work together and so many things. Huge thing, you know, I think it's a huge thing to finish the film and to put all the heart and soul into it. But, you know, I think the most important thing is often, in many ways, what we learn is to not only to find your voice but also to listen to others. And so maybe in that spirit, the idea now is a final moment to just share everything.
It's great for like a location like Bega to have an opportunity like this. You don't see that often in small towns, and like even in Bega's history, I don't think there's been too many of these or even any at all. And it's just great to work with other people who are also interested in film and like get to work with those who are newcomers like us and also like professionals who know what they're talking about so they can redirect us, put us on the right path.
I knew that this week would be a great week, but I didn't expect it to be this great. I haven't laughed so much, and I've been really astounded by the level of talent and the level of enthusiasm you've all showed and the level of commitment. And I think, particularly after the last few years, after the fires and then we had COVID, what we really needed is a movie of strength and love, and combining everything that's been happening over the last week. That's exactly what we will be watching on Friday night, I think. I just want to say thank you. It's so lovely to meet you all, and thanks for making me feel welcome as part of the group.
No worries, Julia.
Yeah, thanks, Julia. Beautiful.
As Blair said, there hasn't really been anything like this in the Bega Valley with such, like such a small group as well, working with people so closely and really getting an understanding of, everyone and having different connections. I think it's been really good. And yeah, I've learnt so much, and through it, doing all the processes, what's worked and what hasn't. But yeah, and it's also made me sort of more confident in why I love doing film and why it can be so great, and everyone's coming together and you have that collaboration that's just so special. And yeah, thank you to everyone. Yeah, thank you, Steve, especially you've been working so closely with us, and yeah, it's been a really, really cool, very inspiring. And yeah, everyone's been really great. So yeah, I hope something like this gets to happen again for different people.
Everyone was a bit nervous on day one. I certainly was, and it's taken me a little while to come out of my shell, but I'm so proud of everything, all of the ways that you've put what you've learnt into action, the way you've thrown yourselves in with new people, gotten to know each other, learnt new skills, and made films. It's huge. People spend years trying to make a film, but you guys have made them in a matter of hours and days. It's a really, really cool achievement, and I really hope you've got some stuff to take away from this, and that you stay in touch with each other if you found good working relationships. And yeah, thank you for throwing yourselves in and opening your hearts.
I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow.
I'll wake up and I'll get my mum to call me back here and be like, oh yeah, we don't have that anymore.
It's going to be a really big come down. I'm going to be like bored. And it was awesome. It was awesome. I'm really proud of everyone too. And it was lovely to meet people from out of town and spend time with the young people that are always awesome.
What Blair said, I think, was perfect. This doesn't happen. We'll get film crews from, say, ABC, but they're doing their own thing. They're not interacting with the community. And we get people like yourself, Blake and Dan and Steve here, who are sitting there, who've taken their time out of their day to interact with the community. That is so powerful. And it matters so much to people like us. We see the stories, we live the stories, and there's no voice to tell them. And then suddenly, ta-da, for 4 days we have a voice. And we can tell all those stories, and just thank you to everyone, I reckon. And this has been an amazing workshop. I'm genuinely proud of everyone here. I've heard the work you've put in, I've seen it, you've all done amazingly, and I cannot wait for next Friday. I can't wait to see what there is. I want there to be stiff competition to my work, because that's good. It's good.
For me, I've never actually done acting or really was interested into this for a long time. I might have dreamt of it, never thought it would come true, never thought I could act. But this week has showed me and showed all of us how well and how good we can become. We can become amazing people. It's gave me and probably a lot of us a lot of confidence. Like today I was handing out flyers and actually talking to people, which I don't normally do. I'm normally in my own corner dreaming or thinking that I could go up and talk to someone. But today I think it showed that I've grown more confident in myself. Probably everyone's grown more confident for this past week. Like these two acted in public like I could never. I was like, good job on actually doing that. Like I could run through the streets and then walk off being really embarrassed. But good job on acting out. Then just amazing when you were talking and getting people to talk to.
Thank you. Thank you.
inspired me to watch those. I could watch many of your work.
Thank you, madame.
Jesse, you're just an amazing actor. I wish I could work more with you.
Wow.
And Jasper, you'd be a great director and editor. Thank you.
I think we have a production company here. Sound of it.
Go team! Voices of the Valley. Here we are.